Opinion empowering Bharat's future amid Trumpian turbulence. The Swadeshi approach to self-reliance. The ongoing tariff war by the United States to pressurize Bharat for an unfair trade deal is not only irrational but also a direct attack on the country's rural agricultural economy and self-reliance. In this context, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's call for Swadeshi indigenous products and Atmanirbhar Bharat self-reliant Bharat is no longer just an emotional appeal but a strategic response. Bharat's rural economy is not limited to just farms and the dairy sector. It is a socio-economic structure that includes small farmers, women's self-help groups, cooperative societies, and traditional production chains. About 86% of Bharatiya farmers are small and marginal, with land holdings of less than 2 hectares. Over 8 crore rural families in the country are associated with the dairy sector, most of whom are women and landless farmers. This entire group is highly vulnerable and relies heavily on government support for their livelihood. The entire structure involving such a vast population depends on minimum support price (MSP), subsidies, and customs duties. Prime Minister Modi has expressed his commitment to protect the interests of agriculture and dairy, which are the backbone of the rural economy. Safeguarding the tariff structure, strengthening local price structures, and empowering farmer-producer organizations, cold storage facilities, and processing units are among the government's top priorities. The government is fully committed to empowering women economically, ensuring nutritional security, preserving traditional agricultural diversity, and safeguarding rural life and livelihoods in every possible way. In light of these concerns, the Prime Minister, during his visit to Kashi, raised the slogan of Swadeshi indigenous to the people of the country. Referring to Operation Sindoor, he stated that the world has witnessed the strength of indigenous weapons. The Prime Minister described this as the power of self-reliance in Bharat's defense sector. There is an atmosphere of uncertainty and instability in the global economy. To overcome this instability, all nations are adopting policies that protect their national interests. In such a scenario, how can Bharat remain an exception? We are on the path to becoming the world's 3rd largest economy. In this context, we must remain vigilant about our national interests, as well as the livelihoods of our farmers, small industries, and youth. To achieve the goal of becoming the 3rd largest economy, all political parties, intellectuals, and society as a whole must rise above partisan lines and unite in proclaiming the mantra of Swadeshi. We must adopt Swadeshi and promote Swadeshi. Over the past decade, Bharat's economy has steadily climbed to new heights. In 2013-2014, Bharat was ranked as the 11th largest economy in the world. Today, it stands in 4th position and is rapidly moving toward becoming the 3rd largest. Our growth rate is progressing at a strong pace of 6.4%. Bharat's influence has expanded across all sectors, including defense and agriculture. Bharat's participation in the global market has also increased significantly because of our sound welfare policies. More than 24 crore people have been elevated beyond the poverty line. Bharat has made progress in all areas, including infrastructure development. The standard of our basic amenities is reaching world-class levels. Referring to the success of Operation Sindoor, Prime Minister Modi stated that while we worship Lord Bholenath, when the need arises, we also become Kalbhairav for our security. Bharat's rising economic progress, robust security policy, and growing global influence are also generating envy toward India among some nations of the world. The agricultural system in the United States is industrialist, subsidy-supported, and operates on a large scale. In contrast, Bharat's agricultural sector is composed mainly of small landholding farmers. Around 55% of Bharat's population depends on agriculture, the majority of whom live in villages. Agriculture contributes about 15% to Bharat's gross domestic product (GDP). Farming in Bharat is highly dependent on unpredictable weather conditions. Rooted in a labor-intensive system, Bharatiya agriculture cannot be compared to that of the United States. Therefore, countries like the US and Bharat cannot be expected to operate under similar tariff structures. In Bharat, sectors like textiles, food grains, sugar, dairy, and fisheries are closely linked to agriculture. Forcing Bharat to open up sensitive sectors such as agriculture and dairy to the US would be unreasonable. Such a situation arises, Bharat's market will be flooded with cheap American dairy products. Women's self-help groups and cooperative institutions like Amul will face economic distress. Bharat's farmers will be forced to sell their produce at throwaway prices in the market. This could trigger an economic crisis in rural areas, leading to unemployment, migration, and growing discontent. The Prime Minister has introduced numerous policies for agriculture and farmer welfare over the past decade. In the last 10 years, the agriculture budget has increased more than fivefold from 21,933 rupees crore in 2013-2014 to 1.25 rupees lakh crore in 2023-2024. The cooperative sector in Bharat is also actively working to empower women and strengthen the rural economy. Supporting rural economies, agriculture and farmer welfare, women's safety, the dairy industry, and nurturing the cooperative movement is our national duty, a call that has been strongly voiced by Prime Minister Modi. Swadeshi is not just a temporary idea, it is the very soul of Bharat. It is the clarion call of Bharat's unity, patriotism, and collective aspirations. The spirit of Swadeshi has manifested itself in various forms throughout Bharat's history. During British colonial rule, it emerged as a powerful tool of resistance symbolized by the burning of foreign clothes and the slogan Vande Mataram, which helped uproot foreign domination. Even during the prime ministerial tenure of Atal Bihari Vajpayee, when Bharat faced international sanctions after conducting nuclear tests, the country responded with the spirit of Swadeshi. The world was given a fitting reply. Powered by the strength of indigenous resolve, the mantra of Swadeshi awakens a sense of restraint and self-reliance, helping us resist unnecessary dependence on foreign capital. By embracing this principle, we can fuel the growth of our defense industry, increase agricultural productivity, and expand labor-intensive industries. Swipe left for next video. The expansion of public services and core industries under the Swadeshi vision will provide a solid foundation for our economy. Prime Minister Modi has called for the practical adoption of Swadeshi based on these very principles. By truly integrating it into our lives, we can re-establish Bharat as an invincible force. This is the need of the hour. The writer is the National Joint General Secretary Organization of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Views expressed in the above piece are personal and solely those of the author. They do not NEC